Oh, hello, whoever is here. Oh, well, 4 people are here. It's Wednesday night. It's the 24th of February. Simon's here. Good evening, Simon. Michael Camino. Hello, mate. How are you keeping? Someone from Liverpool. Good evening, Mr. Eddie, New York. Dixie Norm is here. I'm drinking Speckless Hennis tonight, by the way. Anthony Cavalier is here with the question. Whoa, we're doing well up to now, okay? Rock on, mate. Roger, Eddie. Okay, 65 people here already. Jeez, I'm doing well, aren't I? I'm doing well. It's Wednesday night. It's the 24th of February. It's 2021, and nothing really is exciting is happening right now as far as the travel scene is concerned. There's a few little supposedly exciting things happening, but I don't think they really are. Hey, Flores, good night, Eddie. Already excited for tonight's Roger O'Dodge. Oh, Roger O'Dodge will be coming up later. It will be. Do you know something? I bloody hope I've charged my iPad or whatever, or tablet, or whatever the hell it's called. Ernest Connell, Richard Mills, high five, good evening. Samuel Hutchison, hello, Samuel, how are you, mate? Eddie, how are you, my friend? How do you remember to say the same? Anthony James, Eddie, how are you, my friend? How do you remember to say the same thing every Wednesday? Well, probably because it's the same thing, you know. It's like, you know, reading a bloody poem or something, you know, after a while it just embeds itself. Robert Jones, Eddie, I used to see you in Stringfellows, Pattaya, yeah? I don't recall the Stringfellows in Pattaya. Is the one there? I thought that was in London, that was. What was it dressed like? Was it dressed in a suave, white, Peter Stringfellow style suit with my hair slicked back? Yeah, was that? No, definitely not me, mate. Pip, hi Ed, will you take the vaccine? Well, I want to talk about this. Yeah, you know, this is going to come up. The fact is, yeah, who was this? This is Pip. Okay, who said this? The fact is about the vaccine, right? I think you'll have to take it if you want a life. I mean, I don't think any country, any Western country is going to make it compulsory. You know, they're not going to drag you down to the hospital and like shove this bloody brick in you. You know what I mean? And I don't think they're going to do that. But I think they'll hold you over a barrel. I think what they'll say is that, do you want to travel? Do you want to go places? Okay, you've got to have the vaccine, okay? Otherwise, you're not going anywhere. Because you can make the effort to go all of those places, but then they won't let you in. And I personally do not want to book, you know, a bus ticket all the way to Heathrow Airport and book a flight from Heathrow Airport to Bangkok, only to get there and find that I'm not going to be allowed in because I haven't had my vaccine. So I think that's the way it's going to work. Ivan Chopper, yeah, good for you, mate. Okay, hope it's getting plenty of exercise. Okay. Smart the Moon Pig. I've had my first dose. Have you really? Well, I hope there's a good clinic nearby. I hope there's a good clinic where we live. I had a dose, you know, a couple of years when I was a young man about town. Oh, we don't want to talk about that anyway. Okay. Yeah, I've had a dose of the old Valdunican. You know what I mean? Oh, the man with the worst initials in living memory. Let's see. Tony Mullins, Maxine Passport. I tell you what, I was thinking about that before. Maxine Passport. Jesus, doesn't that sound exotic? Eh? Jesus, that's something you're tuning on Pornhub for, isn't it? You know, Maxine, you know, that type of Maxine. Oh, I've got to get a look at Maxine Passport. I had a girlfriend called Maxine once. Oh, Jesus, she was hairy. I mean, you know, she was just hairy in the way that, in a lovely, beautiful, feminine way that women used to be hairy. Oh, my God almighty. Maxine, that was so, oh, my God almighty. Those were the days, weren't they? Those were the days. I am Spartacus. Have you bought any WD-40 for that door yet, Eddie? No, that door is a celebrity. Every week it makes a special appearance in this show, and people love it. You know, I'm sure there's some people who tune in just to hear the door. That you know, Jonathan Baldwin. Yeah, yeah, okay. Oh, AZ. Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Okay, Jonathan Baldwin has had AZ. Got to be worthy to travel again. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I think you'll have to if you want to travel. Like you said a moment ago, I don't think it's going to be compulsory. I don't think you're going to be forced to have it, but you will have to have it if you want to live your life, as in especially travel abroad. I'd say, but it's not a new. No, interestingly, I seen our knobhead. I mean, our prime minister. You know, with the funny hair and you know all this kind of stuff. Coco the bloody clown. I seen him yesterday, and he actually mentioned the yellow fever jab. Okay, now I've mentioned this a couple of times. And basically, what he was saying is what I've said. Previously, that the idea of having a jab in order to be allowed into a certain country or countries is nothing new. We've had that with the yellow fever. I travelled through South America, and I know someone tried to contradict me, you know, going to Rio and all that, but I travelled through the Amazon and many other places in South America, and I had to have the jab, the yellow fever jab, plus a certificate, a yellow little booklet to prove that I'd had it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been let in. I wouldn't have been let across. Excuse me, let across the border. So the idea of having a vaccine in order to travel, it's nothing new. I wouldn't make too much of a big issue out of it. Now, this is what I want to talk about. Yeah, okay, there's 230 here already, okay. Someone from Northern California, okay, fine, thank you. Sounds like a lovely place to be. Okay. Andrew's Real World. Hi, Eddie. I reckon foreign travel will be allowed again from August. So I'm getting back out to Pattaya and the rest of Asia in September. What do you think? I think that the key phrase, Andrew, the key phrase of today is, I'll believe it when I see it. Honestly, everything's got a question mark. There's nothing for certain. Who would have thought that these recent strains of the antivirus would come out of nowhere, come out of places like Brazil? I mean, it seems like only a few weeks ago, I was thinking Brazil, it may be time for another visit to that marvelous country. And it was only a matter of days before I was thinking that. And I was checking the Brazilian real, which the currency, which you could get a very good deal on at this moment in time, far better than when I was there. And all of a sudden, it came on the news. There's been a new strain of the antivirus from Brazil, and you know, and it's all going crazy. Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything for sure right now. That's the thing. You know, it's if you hear any good news, you just have to be cynical and say, "I'll believe it when I see it." Really. Anyway. I'm having a little bit of the old speckless Hennis, okay? Oh, Jesus, that's cool. That's cold, that is. That is cold. Come here, Jesus. Oh, lovely stuff. Magnifico. Oh, Jesus, God almighty. Look at the head on that. Look at the head on that. Jesus. I like a bit of head. Okay. Somebody just give me a super chat. Thank you, whoever that was. Be more Ron, how are you? Thank you, Be more Ron. Great to hear from you, mate. And thanks for that super chat. Oh, that's quite magnificent. Speckled Den, bloody good. I will prefer that over any of the other ales that I've come across in the supermarket or even on draft. Speckled Den, as recommended by Steady Eddie, okay? Robert Jones, okay. Floris, you think you will ever bring a Guinness on this show, Ed? Okay. Right. I'm glad you said that, Floris. You never ever Guinness. I drink lager. I like Kronenberg. I love Kronenberg. Stella used to be my favourite, but Stella is not as strong as it used to be. Apparently, there were tax implications about the percentage of Stella, so that's why it's not as strong as it used to be. But Be more on again. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Very, very kind. That'll pay for, a couple more speckled dens. What was I saying? Yeah, Stella, Kronenberg's the best one now. That's the best lager around nowadays. But as far as the real ale goes, okay, I like speckled den simply because I like it, and I like it the best, and I love it. Okay. Now, as for Guinness, I used to drink Guinness quite a lot. But you know something, the last time I bought Guinness, draft Guinness or the older style Guinness, I bought it and I also bought speckled hen at the same time. And weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks later, the speckled hen was gone, but the Guinness was just, I never got around to drinking it. I just didn't get around to drinking it. I'm sorry to say this. I mean, Guinness is a marvellous, iconic drink, but speckled hen is better. I like it better. Metal Hamster, Guinness from a can? No. Guinness is lovely. I tell you what, I'll tell you something. That when you're in a place like Thailand, you don't have many real ales or stouts or whatever knocking about, but you got lagers, you bottle lagers, local beers and Heineken, whatever. But after a while, it gets a bit bland, sameish. But I'm one of those people. After a while, it gets same. I love a nice pint of Guinness, whatever. And, occasionally, you just want to change, and a nice, refreshing pint of Guinness is so welcome. But in Thailand, it's usually about £5 for a pint, isn't it? In those, what was last time I was there? Or more than that. Whatever. Now what are they up to? Okay, Boddington. Okay, but like Boddington's is a nice ale. Is that what is that? What is that? Is that a stout? Is that a pale ale? What is Boddington? I've had Boddington's. I've got a story to tell about Boddington's. Okay, I was in La Paz. Yeah, there was La Paz in Bolivia. Okay, a place with very, very high altitude. I came pissed out of a bar one night and was walking slow motion up these steps, and Jesus Christ, your breath just goes out of you. Anyway, I was in La Paz in Bolivia once, and I was in this bar, and I met these English people there, and they were cool. They were all right. And the guy running the bar was Australian, and it was a nice little community, and I really, really enjoyed myself. And it was very, very cheap, and the beer, even the local beer, can't remember what it was called, very, very cheap. But I said to the bar owner, I said, "Have you got anything else? Anything else, like an ale or anything?" He said, "I'll get you some." You had to go out in order to buy it, in order to bring it into the bar. A very primitive place, don't forget. And he actually brought a couple of cans of Boddingtons into the bar. I thought, wow, that's a nice, refreshing change. Not something I normally drink, but, it's an ale and it's nice and all that. And I got a nasty shock when they gave me the bill. All the other beer was about $1 for a can. That one was that actually worked out, not $1, but £4 per can. Without even telling me, he'd charged me £4 per can. I said, that's a bit bloody expensive, that, isn't it? Well, it's an import, isn't it? It's an import. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not that bad. Okay. Cambodia, $1 a pint. Oh, I wish it was there. All night, Mike. Eddie, I'm hoping for a trip to Turkey in UK. I don't know what you mean by that. Eddie, I'm hoping for a trip to Turkey. Chances. Now Turkey, I mean, they were a place that a lot of people were going to because they were open. And I've heard from a number of people. Turkey's a country I know very well, by the way. I used to own a property there. But I've heard that Turkey was doing very well, and they were very, very clean and everything. But I think they had a bit of an outbreak recently. And at the end of the day, us Brits, we're not allowed to go anywhere now. I'm thinking about Turkey. I'm thinking of there because come the summertime, months like May, June, July, August. It's a fantastic, it's a beautiful country, and I wouldn't mind having a bit of Mediterranean or Mediterranean or what I don't know, I can't remember what bloody Turkey Sea is called, but part of it's on the Mediterranean anyway. And I wouldn't say no to Turkey. Let's just hope things get better. Pal 555, £400+ for the Maxine passport. What do you think? Is that right? I mean, what do you get for that? I haven't actually heard anyone put a price on it just yet. What exactly do you get for that amount of money? Well, nothing comes cheap anymore. Nothing comes cheap. Drew, is Caffrey's ale Boddington's is in October. All night, Mike. In October. Oh, you don't want to ask about Turkey. I think by October, that's quite a long. That's quite a long way. Well, how far is that? Is that about? Is that about 8 months away? That's a long way away. October. I would hope things are better. But having said that, if you're going to go to Turkey, the end of the season is actually in October. The nights start getting a bit chilly then, and the weather starts getting a little bit iffy. So if I was you, I'd go a little bit before then. Someone else gave me a super chat, so a big thank you, whoever that was. I didn't actually see it. Let's see. Jonathan Baldwin, San Miguel, best beer. I don't like it. I don't like that. You've got the weaker version. If you want to lose weight, which obviously I need to, you get the San Miguel Light, don't you? You get it in Thailand, and it's reasonably priced. But the actual full frontal San Miguel, I don't really like that very much. Neil Neil Fleet, last visit to Gambia, I found draft Guinness. Couldn't believe it. Really nice. Do you know something, Neil? I was reading an article in the in one of the newspapers. The tabloid comics a couple of years back, and apparently, what I read, and someone might correct me on this, but I read that the three biggest consumers in this world of Guinness. Number one is the UK. Number three is Ireland, and number two, would you believe, Nigeria? Nigeria, they're actually the second biggest consumers of Guinness. I don't know if there's a Guinness, brewery out there, but apparently in Nigeria they love Guinness. So, okay, so I don't know, bloody good. No, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, I'm not going to make jokes. I'm not going to make jokes. Okay, someone might correct me on. No, I'm not going. No, I'm not going to make jokes. These are politically correct times. Okay. Rum Mexico, Turkey, like FS. FS beer is the local beer in Turkey. There's probably other local beers, but that's the one that you get. FS is okay. There's different variants of FS, and it is really nice. But it's not the best beer. I think you drink FS simply because it's so prominent in all the bars. If you buy other beers in Turkey, they will be more expensive simply because they're imports. FS is the one that you will drink in most of the bars. But it tastes so good because Turkey is such a lovely blazing hot and an ice cold beer, and in a hot climate is absolutely fantastic. But you know something? The last time I was in Turkey was a couple of years ago, and we all know that the Turkish lira is devalued so much. I mean, so much. I mean, and now it's a really cheap destination for us Brits and probably other nations as well, simply because their lira doesn't really add up too much. It's really cheap to go there. But the problem is that if they haven't necessarily reduced the price of the beer. They put the beer up, and everything else has got cheap. I mean, you might see, for example, last time I was there, you might see in one of the tourist areas an all English breakfast, sausages, bacon, the works, lovely stuff. Whopping big English breakfast for 20 lira, and you think, Jesus, that's cheap. What's 20 lira? That's barely a couple of quid in English money. £2.50, whatever it is, something like that. But then you go in, you order your 20 lira, and you find, I'll have a pint of beer, pint of FS with it. And you find that the beer is one beer pint is as expensive as the whole meal. So 20 lira for an English breakfast, a huge, large English breakfast. But if it's accompanied by a pint of beer, then it's 40 lira. So everything else has got cheaper, but they just put the price of the beer up. Let's see. Anyone else? Samuel Hutchinson. Thank you, Samuel. Yeah, appreciate that. Let's see. MRF, I like alcohol pops. They have flavour. Beers are boring. Each to their own, man. Each to their own. Daniel Kelly, no more golf for Tiger Shea. What's he been up to? He's been crashing his car again, hasn't he? He's been crashing his car. He's getting on a bit. He's had a great career. I mean, amazing career and all that. I think he's got enough money, and I don't know. I remember the last time he crashed his car, and it turns out he was having it away with someone he shouldn't have been having it away with, and then the fact is the news story just went on and on and on. Jeez, give it a rest. Okay, so he's crashed his car. Okay, move on from it, man. Move on from it. I seen it on the news last night. No, I don't want to hear about Tiger Woods. Hell with them. Guinness is so expensive in Pattaya. I've had the Star Nigerian lager. Nigerians. Mark Davies, Nigerians love their Guinness. Yeah. I bought a Guinness on Koh Phangan and paid 310 baht. David Kanan, Jamie, no quarantine in April. Are you mad? Are you living in a dream world? No, this is something I want to talk about. There's not much happening right now, so there's no point. I'm just going with the flow right now. Just going with the flow, okay? What did I just say that I wanted to talk about? Okay, right. Now the word is that Thailand may well scrap the 2 weeks quarantine if we all have the vaccine passport. Okay, it sounds good. Now a few people have messaged me on Facebook. I am on Facebook now and again anyway. A few people messaged me and said, have you heard that Thailand is planning on, doing away with the 2 weeks quarantine as long as you've had the vaccine? It's not as simple. I mean, I said earlier, I'll believe it when I say it. Let's just wait and see what happens, because the way things are changing, you look at all the ideas that have come out of Thailand in the last, in the last year, 6 months, 8 months, whatever. All the breakthrough ideas. Remember the Phuket thing? The Phuket, thing where if you can enter Thailand as long as you stay in Phuket, for a couple of weeks, and you stay in a room and you look out at the one beach, and you have a walk along the beach. Oh, Jesus Christ! All crazy. Whatever could become of that. Look at all the visas, the special visas that have come on. What's all become of all of them? They've all just been ideas that have just gone by the wayside. So this idea, and it's only been suggested, it's definitely not, there's nothing confirmed right now, is that as long as you've had the vaccine, and you have the written evidence to prove it, the passport, then they may not force you to stay in a quarantine hotel if you go out there. No, let's wait and see. Let's just wait and see. Nothing's confirmed just yet. It sounds good, but then other ideas have sounded good as well, and they've really come to nothing. Gary Mark, evening Eddie, from up here in Barrow in Fairness. Is that Scotland? I mean, it probably is. I've never been. Every year as my life passes, I plan to explore, the British Isles. I've never been there, and I'm sure it's a lovely place. Alex Garland, have you ever done any travelling in Africa? I would love to hear some stories about it if you have. I've travelled. The only African country I've ever been in was Ethiopia. I spent a month going to Ethiopia about 7 or 8 years ago, something like that, and it was very, very third world. I mean, sometimes disgusting. I mean, I remember since I come up with a new phrase. I learned a new phrase from Ethiopia, my own phrase, which I thought, when I've ever had a row with somebody, I've always said, you know what, mate, you are about as charming as an Ethiopian toilet. This is what I learned from going to, and if you've seen an Ethiopian, Jesus Christ, you'd understand what I was talking about. Okay, but Ethiopia, fantastic culture. I'll tell you what I will tell you about Ethiopia is that they don't like being photographed. I wasn't doing YouTube then, so but even you pull a camera out, wow, man, they don't like being photographed. They don't like that at all. You have to do it surreptitiously. But what surprised me about Ethiopia, there's a lot of nice little sort of shanty town, very, very colourful areas, and they do an amazing variety of local beers. I think their main lager, is a fairly ordinary lager called St. George's Lager, but they have an amber beer, it might even be called amber beer, which is very, very nice. And they have a lovely stout, a sweet stout called Hakim Stout. I think there's a town there called Hakim or Harar or whatever it is, but it's called Hakim Stout, and it was lovely, absolutely lovely. I was in like little ramshackle bars drinking beers with Ethiopians, and it was very, very cultural, very, very good, very, very good. The taxi driver did a bloody rip-off. I had a few run-ins with taxi drivers. The taxis are the most expensive thing that you're likely to purchase, in Ethiopia. With their currency, they try and swindle you and pull a fast one. They were bastards, they were. But other than that, the rest of the Ethiopians were really, really good. Let's see. In UK, side effects of the vaccine. Apparently, that it shrinks the old John Roger. John Roger, well, man couldn't bloody shrink any further anyway. So I wouldn't. No, I don't know. We'll say about that. We'll say about that. That sounds bloody terrible. I'm sure those. Yeah, I'm sure those lovely massager ladies will find a way to elongate the snake once again. I'm sure they'll work wonders on it. Let's see. Ethiopian beer. Maybe better. Yeah, Gary, maybe Barrow was in Cumbria, but where I was born was in Lancashire. It might well be. I don't know. There's loads of places in the United Kingdom where I've never been to. Loads of them. Kipskadar, Geldof Pale Ale. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's call it that. That relates to Live Aid. I think Ethiopia would like to move on from Live Aid and all that kind of stuff. Eric Everson, hi Eddie. Oh, I did. I heard that jolly old England opens up for us non-essentials. Are you talking about non-essential shops? I think they're opening in April. Yeah, for those outside England, by the way, this week was another big announcement from our great leader, Coco the Clown. Basically, what it is it was just a review of the lockdown. We are still very, very much in lockdown. The only thing that's going to open soon, in a couple of weeks, or maybe next week or whatever, is schools. They're the only thing that's going to open. But all the other stuff, what else is going to open at the end of March? Well, what's going to open at the end? Oh yeah, you can. Apparently, you can meet 6 people can meet together, or 4 people can meet together in a household. As long as they put their hands on their head and they do what Simple Simon says and all this kind of. Oh, it's a lot of. Gee, I'm sure they make it all up as they go along. But early April, non-essential shops are going to open again, and what is it? Restaurants are going to be open, but you got to sit outside. Even in the pouring rain, you got to sit out. I don't know. I can't keep up with it. Let's see. I'm Spartacus. Isn't there a war going on in Ethiopia right now? I believe they are having problems. It was very peaceful and not a problem when I was there. Quite a safe African country, But I think they are having problems right now. Bart is up to me. Bart is 42.46, best it's been in a while. Just put 250 in my TransferWise account. 42.46 to the pound. Yeah, but the reason for that is that the pound is going a bit stronger now. I mean, as I understand it, the markets don't like uncertainty. And when we were going through all this Brexit stuff, the markets are very uncertain. But the pound, for the first time since that vote, referendum about 4 years ago, the pound actually looks like it's gaining strength. I think I'm right in saying for the first time it's actually up 1.4 to the dollar. $1.4 to the pound. I think that's the strongest the pound's been in quite a while. So that can only be good news. But it'll be better news when we can get abroad with it. Neil Barron. Neil Barron, you should rush back to town. Your unfinished pint might still be there because you had to leave the place in a hurry. No, I made sure that I drunk up, especially at the prices these days. So what else are we going to talk about? Okay. Now this is it. We're not getting any better as far as travel concerns in the UK. We're not really getting any better. Let's see, Priti Patel, okay? Now this, I believe her title is Home Secretary. She's a nice Asian lady, Indian lady, you know, British Indian lady. Beautiful face, but her body, she needs to get down to the gym. But she's a good-looking woman. I don't know, I think she'll put, you know, when we get round to it, she'll put Priti Patel on Roger or Dodger, see what we all think, eh? But anyway, Priti Patel, I believe is the Home Secretary, is declared that on March the 8th, we're actually going to, when we arrive at an airport to go abroad, we're actually going to have a declaration of travel form. We're going to have to sign a form to say what are our reasons for going abroad. No, you haven't been able to do that. And I know some people have actually gone abroad, and good luck to them, you know, that's their business. Apparently up to now, spot checks have been made at airports, but they haven't really made anyone sign a form to declare what are their reasons to going abroad, because it is still technically illegal to go on holiday, basically, or even attempt to. But apparently from March the 8th, it's one of those things, just when you thought it was all over, it was coming to an end, this seems even more draconian. Priti Patel has declared that when you arrive at an airport, a UK airport, with an attempt to leave the country, you're going to have to sign a declaration of travel form and give your reasons for going abroad. You know, it's like one of those James Bond movies. You've seen all the action and all the excitement and the tension, and just when you think it's all over, all of a sudden bloody Blowfield appears in an aeroplane. You know, it's not getting any better. Not getting any better. Not just yet. James Horton, what is the maximum you will pay for a pint? Well, it depends which country you're in, doesn't it? I mean, you know, I did pay a £5 or £5.50 for a pint of Guinness when I was last in Thailand. What else? I suppose if you go to Amsterdam, if you go to somewhere like Amsterdam, it could easily be £6 a pint. You know, which is probably about €7 or something like that. You know, some places are expensive, but if they're really, really expensive, you know, you just don't go there again. I'd go to Amsterdam again because that's worth it. Amsterdam's to it. I wonder how they're getting on these days. How are all those lovely ladies in the are there any ladies in the windows in Amsterdam right now? I don't think there are. I think Amsterdam is. I think I'm right in saying, did I not see that there was riots in Amsterdam? I still can't figure out. I've always known this country as Holland, but other people call it the Netherlands. I mean, you know, I sort of researched the you know the reasons with that, but I've sort of forgotten about it. But I'd love to know how Amsterdam's getting on right now. Amsterdam was wonderful. I used to love Amsterdam. I used to get an airplane from Exeter to Amsterdam. You know, it was one of those propeller airplanes like they have in Ethiopia. You know, and you know, I even got to know the routes to get off at Schiphol Airport, get a train to Central Station, and then get a tram to, you know, my hotel. I'm not telling you which hotel I stayed in, but it was bloody good value, and that is not easy to come by in Amsterdam. And you know, and before you knew, I was in like, is it called De Wallen? Well, you know, I walked at those alleyways in De Wallen, and all those lovely ladies. Those beautiful, scantily clad ladies, and they were all such exotic destinations, like surprised amount of Italians, lovely Italian ladies, and Romania and Bulgaria, and Bulgarians are such underrated beauties, and Moldova and Ukraine, and oh my, I love Amsterdam, absolutely love Amsterdam. And as for I remember, I think, you know, 1 year I'd come back from there, and then they had that bloody Brexit vote and all that. And I was really upset because I'd seen all these lovely ladies from I thought, we're not going to be on the same continent as them anymore. I mean, see, the way I see it, with regards to, the European Union, Brexit, and all that kind of stuff, the way I see it, that all of those lovely ladies from Romania and Bulgaria and Italy and Moldova and Ukraine, all of those lovely ladies, right? They should all be allowed to come to this country, and they can all come and stay in my bedroom. I personally will put them up. Okay? Yeah, I love Amsterdam. Miss it. Let's see. Let's see. Andrew Johnson said that there is. Andrew Johnson said that there's new go-go bars in Pattaya. I want to be there. I want to be there. Andrew Johnson in Pattaya right now. He's having a great time, and I'm really thrilled for him. I'm really, really thrilled. Well done, Andrew. I'm sure I'm envious. I wish I was having a great time. Let's see. Paul Mullen, I paid £34 for 2 tins of lager with a small cheese pizza at Doha Airport. Where's Doha? That's the Middle East, isn't it? Jeez, that's a place I wouldn't want to go. I wouldn't want to go there. Up to me. No, it's all closed in Amsterdam, and the red light district is to move. Up to me. No, it's all closed in Amsterdam, and the red light district is to move. Look it up, Ed. Like a nana plant. It's to move, is it? That De Wallen. It's called De Wallen. That area. That's been there for donkey's years, hasn't it? It's legendary. It's appeared in movies and everything. Oh, jeez. That's a wonderful, absolutely wonderful place. Is anything going to be the same as it was? Is anything going to be the same? I am Spartan. I thought everything in Cambodia cost $1. Okay? No, not exactly. Look at some of my videos, my friend. Okay? I hate mentioning this, even though I probably mention it every bloody week. But my legendary 2 videos, parts 1 and 2 from a couple of years ago, yeah? No, 2 or 3 years ago, yeah? I've been looking at the numbers. They've just reached they've just gone over 4 million views between the 2 of them, okay? So, not everything in Cambodia is not $1, okay? Paul Hoskin, I paid £25 for a chang in Pattaya, but it came with a free massage. You dirty, dirty devil, okay? That sounds like a very good value beer to me. Keo Mask, I paid 10 pence for a bottle of lager in India. You were overcharged. I thought that Kingfisher, that Kingfisher, it's very, very ordinary, very ordinary. It's amazing how people, remember. YouTube's a funny thing. When about 3 years ago, when I first, started gaining ground on YouTube, I'd done, a couple of videos which done really, really well, and so it's amazing how people remember you. Somebody commented on one of those videos. It was a guy called Roger. No, not Roger or Dodger. It was just Roger. And he was an Indian guy. And he said, I'm watching this video, Ed. I remember when you were in my bar in Goa about 10 years ago. And yeah, I do remember him. I do remember him as well. He tends to think he goes to these places and they have such a volume of tourists that they're never going to remember. This guy actually remembered me from 10 years previously. So which was really nice. That felt nice. And he was a great guy as well. Terrific guy. So really, 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 really nice, some really nice people. Andrew Johnson, he's doing really well. I'm thrilled for you. I'm really, really thrilled for you, Andrew. Really, really thrilled for you. Well, I wish I was there. I wish I was there sharing a beer with you and, whatever. I wish I was there. Dickie B, did you like Goa, Ed? I tell you what, I wasn't that keen on because I like the bar where Roger was, and you always meet some people, you really, really like. But Goa, I think I went there in it might have been the month of September or early October, something like that. I was there I was about a month in India, but Goa, it was nice, but still a little bit out of season then. So it wasn't the actual climate wasn't that good. I think there was a fair bit of rain there. But I probably didn't see it at its best. Thai Billy Boy, love going. It's been a long time since the last visit. Ian UK, Ed got that face you can't forget. Okay. Much as you'd want to. Michael Mead, too many stoners. You're talking about 20 stoners. So what are we talking about? We're talking about well, we've mentioned Pretty Patel. I think we'll do it on Roger and Dodger because those people outside of England who haven't actually seen the face of Pretty Patel, she's actually a beautiful. She's our Home Secretary, or you know, she could. It's gonna have a beautiful face. She could do it going down to the gym and, you know, shedding a few pounds. You know what I mean? But we'll mention it on Roger and Dodger so one of these nights. So anything else? I can't wait. Graham Johnson's here. Nice to hear from you, Graham. Paul Hoskin, I can't wait to go back to Pattaya when I can drink the amber nectar afterwards. Love it, Paul, you naughty boy. Andrew Johnson, mainly expats with some mix of other foreigners. That's interesting. That I haven't heard much feedback. I don't know if you are, but the actual expats in some of these countries, like obviously places like Pattaya and Phnom Penh or whatever, maybe they're lapping it up right now. They're thinking, yeah, great, the travellers are not. I wouldn't blame them for thinking that. I wouldn't blame them. You know, no tourists here. We're going to go to these bars and, you know, clean up because the goddamn tourists are not here. The expats are probably having a whale of a time. I'm not criticising. I'm just saying that, you know, that's probably the way that it is. But remember, you need those tourists. Every country needs those tourists in order to keep the place going. Lynn Elferson, it's a great time to travel out. The antivirus is fading away, and prices are great for everything. You sound very, very optimistic and very upbeat about everything. You know, it's a great time to travel. Except, you know, overlooking one thing, Lynn, it's illegal for us British people to travel right now. You know, only a minor point, but I just thought that I'd mention it. Let's see. Fran Rush, dirty massages in Pattaya. Yeah, that's a good comment. You know, that speaks for itself, doesn't it? Piece of Blue, any pork pies tonight, Eddie? No, but I've got a surprise coming up quite soon. A surprise. Now, this is a quiet live stream, I've got to say. There's no real subject matter because there's nothing really exciting happening right now in the world of travel. A couple of things I want to mention. One of the things is that two countries which could be added to our 33 country red list, which is not good. Spain, and Spain includes, like, you know, the Canary Islands and places like that. Spain may be have to quarantine. People come back from Spain may have to quarantine for 10 days. And also Americans who want to visit the UK may have to quarantine in a special hotel, a 1,750 quid hotel for 10 nights. It's not really getting better. But at least Americans can travel to other countries like Mexico and Colombia. And, you know, there are guys who are going to those places, especially Colombia. And I've seen pictures from, well, you know, one of my Facebook friends, subscribers who comes on in, and he sent me some amazing pictures of some of those lovely Colombian ladies. So, but us Brits, I mean, we're not really supposed to be going anywhere. And like I say, it's going to get more difficult because Priti Patel's idea that March the 8th, which is about 12 days from now. From then onwards, we're actually going to sign a declaration of travel form. We've actually got to give our reasons for going abroad. So anyone who says it's getting better, no, it's not getting better. Fran Rush, best country in the world, Thailand. Daniel Kelly, you have a human rights here. They can't stop you from flying if you have everything in order. Well, we'll see about that. Thailand Bound, Peter. Nice to hear from you, Peter. Thailand Bound's got a really, really great channel, and he's doing some really good live streams Saturday night. I had my first jab today. Good for you, mate. Good for you. The only thing that's really getting me down with this, why is it 12 weeks apart? Now, we've had the reason for this. But you've got to be a second jab 12 weeks later, which is it's not the case. You have your first jab and then the following week and go abroad. Is it? You know, you 12 weeks apart. This is, but it is what it is, and it's a troubled time, and you know, and let's just keep thinking positive. Like I say, I'm prepared to I'm prepared to have the vaccine simply because I just think it's not going to be compulsory, but they will hold you over the barrel, and there's a lot of things that you will not be able to do, like travel, especially if you haven't had it. You know, so bring it on. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. I hate inoculations, jabs, call them what you will. When I did my big 6 month South America journey, I prepared for it for a while, and it seemed like every bloody week, I was having to set my alarm and go down to the doctors to have another inoculation. I had so many bloody inoculations. I thought, I'm like, geez, there's gonna be bloody liquids pouring all over the place. The amount of time that, they're sticking jabs in my arm. But the yellow fever was one of them. There was other stuff that I had to come up to date. But you just gotta do it. You've gotta go with the flow. You've gotta do it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do all of those things that you really want to do. Yeah. Let's see. Lynn Elsa isn't the antivirus weakening in the UK? Weakening, yeah, but it could come back. It could come back at a moment's notice. It will come back at a moment's notice. You have got to be careful. It's this is a dreadful time. We've all just got to, do what we got to do, really. Simon Wells, pork pie jab. No pork pies tonight because it's a little bit cold right now. There is winter time, but I've got something hot coming up very, very soon. Very, very hot. Okay, so what else are we going to talk about for a moment before it's pie time? Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, as for this YouTube channel, I've actually got another YouTube channel. It's only tiny. It's only like little walking videos. But I was looking the other day. Anyone ever see those Scorebirds movie? Scorebirds, Angeles City, the bikini contest in Angeles City. Now, I always swore that because I'm not traveling right now, I don't want to be scraping the bottom of a barrel uploading videos, but I unearthed, not a video, but the original videos of my second video to Scorebirds. Anyone seen those Scorebirds videos? I did parts 1 and 2, right, of that visit to Scorebirds in Angeles City. But a couple of weeks later, I paid another visit to Scorebirds and shot lots of really, really great film. Unfortunately, I made a video of it, and it lasted about half an hour on YouTube, and they took it down, and they gave me a slap wrist, and they gave me a warning, and they said, "You naughty." I mean, it was terrible. I mean, Jesus, I uploaded this 20-minute something video of my second visit to Scorebirds, and what it was really, I think it was basically a wet T-shirt. Scorebirds is basically a wet T-shirt contest, and I filmed a bit where they were sort of like wet, you know what I mean? And they sort of wet, but I've done this video and I put it up, and all of a sudden people were watching and they say, "Man, that's a good video. That is a damn good video, man." And then about half an hour later, all of a sudden it came on the screen. YouTube came on the screen, and they said to me, "Eddie, you dirty little devil. That's what they said to me." Well, no, they didn't actually say it like that, but basically what they done, they took the video down, gave me a slap wrist, and I got a warning. It wasn't a strike, but it was a warning. They said, "You try and do that again, we'll bloody have you, you bastard." Okay, so I've still got that film of Scorebirds, and the other night, me and my best mate were looking through it, and we were watching because I uploaded to my editing system once again, all the wet t-shirt and cheeky girl and all this. And my friend said to me, he said, "Oh God Almighty, got to upload that, Ed. You've got to upload that. You've got to. You've got to, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I really want to upload that and maybe make a couple of more videos of it, but you know, I'm afraid that, you know, YouTube won't take kindly to it. I've got to do it very, very carefully. So I just got to think about it. Maybe I was thinking maybe do two halves and put the really, really wet part on my other channel, and then put the not so the cheeky part on my main channel, but put both of them as ages. I don't know, I got to think about it. I got to think about it. I really want to show those videos, you know, all that video, my second visit the Scarbird, but you know, it's I don't want to run into trouble with YouTube. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit now. Listen, it's time for a few months coming up soon. You know, assuming that I've got enough bloody battery on this. Yeah, okay. Coming up quite soon. Quite soon. I'm gonna do. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I'm coming up soon. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Coming up soon, I'm going to be doing a little teensy-weensy bit of Roger or Dodger, okay? Not probably with everyone, but some people absolutely love it. I'll be back in a moment. Oh, let's see. What have we got here? Right now, you know, I was quite gutted because having fallen in love with those Sainsbury's pasties, Sainsbury's Cornish pasties, which I had for the very first time last week, and I took a bite of them live on air last week, and they were bloody gorgeous. Really, really rate them very highly. But I've been in some of the smaller Sainsbury's, not the main one, and basically I couldn't get hold of them again. So I've had to settle for, that's a compromise. What have we got here? Okay. Nice bit of salt there. Bung a nice little bit of Branston pickle because, you know, it's not the perfect thing, but, you know, I run out of tomato sauce. Okay. And what I've got here this week, let's have a little look at the chat first of all. Thailand Bounce, hi, I do. We have a troll on board. We have a toll on board. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I had a blackmailer today. I had a blackmailer. It turned out it was one of my subscribers who I don't recall having heard from before, but apparently I was doing like an innocent film on a beach. And I was doing an innocent film on a beach somewhere, and he basically said, "That's me, you know, I was on that beach in your video. I thought, is it whatever? And I might give you some details about that sometime." Okay, but never mind. More important things to talk about right now. Let's see. Mr. Mitch is in the chat. Hello, Mr. Mitch. How you doing, mate? How you doing? Tons of people coming a while away. Sorry if I've ignored you, but I'll tell you what. What I'm having now is bloody good stuff. This is a seasoned onion pasty. Sainsbury's. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. That is lovely. That was so lovely. Late at night. It's a Sainsbury's cheese and onion pasty. It's late at night. It's Wednesday, the 24th of February. Everybody's miserable. You know, we can't really see any immediate future for this all. We can't travel, we can't do this, that, and the other. But I'm doing a nice bit. I'm talking to around 400 people in the chat. And I'm having a lovely Sainsbury's cheese and onion pasty. And it is bloody good. I've tried to get the corners pasties, but I couldn't get hold of them today. Right, let's see. Going to come back soon. Also, in addition to this, a nice couple of sausage rolls, all very, very great, good price. Just been a bit of Branston pickle. Oh, lovely, lovely stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Detours Travels. Hi from David Harmon. Detours Travels in Cebu City, Philippines. I'm from Norwich, yeah? No, I've never been to Norwich. Whenever I hear the word Norwich, for some reason, this is what a bloody sad life that I lived as a kid. I always think of the sailor of the century, Nicholas Parsons. And now from Norwich, it's the quiz of the week with Nicholas Parsons. Okay. Find a little bite. We've got to have a little bit of calorific stuff. There's still 395 people in the chat, so they haven't all been disgusted just yet watching me eat. Okay. We're coming back. Coming back now, okay? Now, what are we going to talk about? Right, I was mentioning that Scoreboard video a moment ago. You know, it's a lot of good stuff there, but, you know, I've got to think of something to do with it. I'll get back to you soon about that. Get back to you soon, okay? There you go. But let's see what we've got this week. It's time to play. Let me just bloody grab hold of that in a minute. Did you notice, by the way, I titled this live stream "All Quiet on the Travel Front"? I thought that was clever because, like I said, I mean, I like it. Yeah, I like my old movies. I thought, you know, I'd allude to that title of that great classic war film. You know, I was hoping to call this stream "The Dirty Dozen." Eddie does the Dirty Dozen, but no, it's just not happening right now. Need to get out to Thailand for that. Okay, it's time to play Roger or Dodger. Okay? Okay. Now, what have we got now? Now, basically, let me just reiterate, for those who haven't seen this before, or for those who haven't wanted to see it before, The principle of Roger or Dodger is that this fat, ugly old bastard sits in a chair on a Wednesday night, drinking beer, eating pies, and showing you pictures of all these delectable, famous women, and some not so delectable. And I show you the picture, and you either say Roger, as in I'd give it a bloody good Rogering, or Dodger, as in nah, not my type. You can have that one. Okay, so on the menu tonight for Roger or Dodger, right? Not much bloody charger on this thing, yeah. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? So, now we've done the letters A, B, C, and, you know, whatever. Who's this here? Who we got here? Who we got here? Okay, now, what I'm going to go back a little bit to the letter D, and I'm going to show you this one. I'm going to show you this one. Oh, my God. Roger or Dodger, okay? Okay. I want you to, that's a lovely picture of it. Lovely, lovely picture of it. I want you to tell me, who is this? Who is that? Who is this? Oh, that's a lovely picture of it. Beautiful picture. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous picture of it. There you go. Lovely stuff. Okay? Let's see. Alan Partridge, let's see. Oh, it's Gladys Scott. Yeah, you've got it. You've got it. You've got it. And the name is Debbie Harry, okay? Debbie Harry, the beautiful blonde singer. There's another nice little picky of her there. Another nice picky of her. The lovely, lovely, beautiful, delectable, very, very Rogerable singer of the group Blondie, okay? Now, Blondie started off as a punk rock group, I believe, and then they later quickly called it New Wave when they quit. Someone's put dirty. That's what I do when I first heard the name. Okay, the thing is, Blondie, you know, with a punk rock group, and then they call themselves New Wave. They're an American band. I think they might have had one or two British members, but they, you know, they were predominantly an American band. But they became popular in the late 70s, and they started off small. But I think when Debbie Harry appeared on Top of the Pops, all of a sudden, oh my God, all of a sudden people thought, my God, she is sensational. She is so Rogerable. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden they went massive, and they done a couple of albums, and they were huge. Blondie were an American band who became huge in right at the end of the 70s, 78, 79, 1980, round about that. So, and I'm kind of wondering, in Americans who were maybe in the chat here, did they actually make it big, or did Debbie Harry become a household name in America? I don't actually know the answers to that. They did in Britain. She became like the Blondie. Jesus Christ, many a young man at that time just bashed a bishop, you know, at a Blondie video. Blondie were great. She was a great singer, a really, really great entertainer. She was so Rogerable. She wasn't my favourite woman of that time, but I know a lot of people just obsessed with her. And Jesus Christ, she had her hits, and she, you know, and Christ Almighty, you know, lots of young men bashing the bishop to her videos. Who could resist Blondie? So the question with Debbie Harry is Roger or Dodger. And the Rogers definitely have it. The Scousers, she's proper old. Yeah, she is. But, you know, I'm from a generation. You know, I still identify with, you know, the women of years ago. I mean, the fact is, if I was to do this, Roger or Dodger, I put loads of contemporary women who were in modern videos and films and whatever. I wouldn't know who they are, and most of the people watching this probably wouldn't know who they are either. Let's see. Okay, let's see now. Let's see now. What do we got here? Here's a picture of Debbie Harry when she's clearly getting on a bit. There you go. She's getting on a bit there. Yeah, okay, she's old now. She's old. We all get old. She's about 75. She's about 75. You know, you're allowed to get old. But I think she's grown old gracefully. But what I'm going to do, she's quite obvious. She's so obviously a Roger that I'm going to show you that picture again because it's such a gorgeous picture. It is such a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous picture. There it is once again. Just look at her. She beautiful? Isn't she beautiful, eh? She is beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so anyway, there you go. There you go. Debbie Harry gets a Roger from me. Right. Mr. Mitts, Debbie Harry worked as a Playboy bunny, under iconic blonde hair for 9 months in 1969. She was a Playboy bunny in 1969. You kidding me, man? So, well, no. Wait a minute. That would make sense. Then by around 1980, she would have been about 30. No, she actually, I think she was older than that. Yeah, you're quite, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me at all. My friend, Blondie enjoys Ari. Okay, everybody loves Blondie. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, I think the consensus is Debbie Harry, a Blondie, a definite Roger. And I'm gonna have another bite of my pie now. Okay. Oh. That is bloody good. There. Not as good as the Cornish pasties that I had last week, but it's still well worth travel. Okay. Now what have we got next? What have we got next? We're playing Roger or Dodger. All these lovely women, would you like to Roger them or Dodger them? Now, this is a lovely woman. This is a really lovely woman. I think all the women that are on the list tonight are all fairly Rogerable. I was thinking of maybe, including a few others, like Diane Abbott or people like that, because there's no account that says, but, But anyway, let's have a little. This is a lovely one. Who can tell me who this is, this gorgeous woman here? Anyone know who that is? Lovely woman, beautiful woman, movie star. Okay? Anyone know who that is? Today, Wilcox. Someone's got it. The unprofessional Zania on the top. You've got it. That is, of course, the beautiful, the absolutely gorgeous Bond villainess. The ruthless femme fatale, the blonde villainess. That is Famke Janssen. That is her name. Her name is Famke Janssen. She's actually Dutch. You know what I mean? She's actually she's actually Dutch, and she's a gorgeous woman. Now, have you ever seen that movie GoldenEye? That was the first movie with Pierce Brosnan in it. It was very ridiculously good looking man. Pierce Brosnan was in a film GoldenEye, and I watched that last week. And you know what? That is actually a very underrated Bond movie. Now the ones that he was in after that, weren't so good, but that is a particularly good movie. And Famke Janssen played the Bond villainess in that movie, and she is an absolutely gorgeous thing. I mean, that film GoldenEye. I remember when I first seen that. There's so much flying in him. Pierce Brosnan. I wasn't sure of it at first. I thought, he looks more like the milk tray man than James Bond. You know what I mean? You can imagine him swinging into the bloody window, and all because the lady loves milk tray. You know what I mean? But very good. And Famke Janssen, she's so ruthless in that movie. She murders loads of people with her machine gun, and then she gives a sort of gasp, gasp and all that. Like she's having, Jesus Christ, dirty bitch. No, but she's a gorgeous woman, beautiful woman. Okay, another picture. I think I'm right in saying that is what she looked like in GoldenEye. Gorgeous woman, But you will know from other movies, I think, and I haven't really watched many of the movies. I think she was in, what was it? Was it the X-Men movies? I think she was in the X-Men movies also. But also, much later, she was in another very good series of films, the Taken movies. Taken 1, 2, and 3 with Liam Neeson, where his daughter gets kidnapped by Albanian, traffickers and all this. Great movie. I think she played the mother, Liam Neeson's ex-wife in that movie, and she's absolutely gorgeous woman, really lovely. Oh, look, there's another picture over there. There's another picture. That's when she's much younger. Beautiful. I think it's fair to say it's quite an obvious Roger for that one. Absolute Roger for that one. The thing about those Taken movies, they were a section of movies where these sequels were actually were really good. I mean, they were almost as good as the original. The only problem with that first Taken movie that I had, even though it was a terrific movie with Liam Neeson and Frankie Janssen, all those people in it, there was one flaw in that first Taken movie. Oh my God. That daughter, that young girl who gets kidnapped. I don't know whether it was the actors who played it or whether it was the way the part was written. That daughter was so goddamn annoying. That is the most annoying kid I've ever seen in a movie. Jesus Christ! That was my. I'd say I'd bloody give the kidnappers money, not to bring her back. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really mean that. But Jesus, that kid. I think the makers of those movies realised that, because I think it was the same actors who played in the sequels, and they didn't make her so annoying in the sequels. But never mind. That was the daughter in those Taken movies. But Frankie Janssen, gorgeous, gorgeous woman, absolutely beautiful. There's another shot of her in Goldeneye. Lovely, lovely actress. Originally from Holland, Netherlands, whatever the hell it's called, and she is a definite Roger from me. Definite Roger. Let's see. Calm down, Eddie. Calm down. Why? Where's the calm down? I'm going to have another bite of my pasty before we bring on Roger or Dodger number 4. This is bloody good. It's a cheese and onion one, not one that I would usually choose. That's tasty. That's very, very, very tasty. Lovely stuff. Okay. It's a quiet week, not much on the travel front. There's still 369 people in the chat, so I can't be that annoying, can I? Let's see. Who we got next? Okay. Let's see. Oh, now then. Okay, here we go. Let's see now. I want you to tell me, this is going back a bit. It's going back a bit, this one. It's going back a bit, but has anyone got any idea who this is? I wonder, does anybody know who that is? Anyone? No black and white picture. She was, she's not that, no, she doesn't go back that far, so I don't know why that picture's in black and white. Let's see. Someone Jennifer Lopez. No, does anybody know who that picture is? Oh, Poppycorn. You dirty little devil. Yeah, you're as bad as me. That is, of course, Fiona Richmond. She was a popular soft core. She wasn't a porn star. She wasn't a porn star, but there's another picture of her with some bloody oath. There you go. There's a picture there when she was in one of those films. She was in one of those a few of those soft-core movies, but I think she's most well known for, I think she's most well known for magazines, top shelf magazines. And what else? And she was on stage play. She's on stage play. Someone's put Maud Adams. No, she looks a bit like Maud Adams. No, it was actually Fiona Richmond. She was popular in magazines like Mayfair and not Penthouse, the British Fair. She was a very, very British girl. But she was a well-known, for getting the kit off in these magazines. And she was in a few stage plays and, various other things. But the reason I put that, this was like in the late 70s, early 80s, whatever. The reason I included a picture of Fiona Richmond, I have actually seen her without any clothes on. I've actually seen it in the flesh. They may wonder that, well, quite easy. I bought a ticket to a stage show at the Liverpool Empire. I think it was like early 1980s. So I bought this, I think it was called What No Pajamas, or Yes We Have No Pajamas, something like that. But basically it was a stage play, an adult stage play with Fiona Richmond in it, and lots of other lovely, lovely ladies. And the women were beautiful in those days when they were naked. Oh my God, they were They were natural. They didn't have a silicone. They had no tattoos. And best of all, they were nice and hairy. Oh my God, magnificent, absolutely magnificent. So anyway, I booked my ticket. I put my dirty raincoat on, dirty little bastard that I am. And I went to the Liverpool Empire. And I've seen the stage playing. Fiona Richmond comes. She's only on the stage about a minute or so before she gets a kit off and all that. Lovely, 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 lovely stuff. The problem with going to see stuff like that at the Liverpool Empire, if anyone's ever been there, they've actually got an underground station underneath. So if you're going to see a play or a show or anything, all of a sudden your chair starts shaking, and there's a bloody train, a subway train going underneath it. But yeah, but Fiona Richmond, I'm all for a bit of flesh. There's nothing wrong with any of that. There's another picture of her there. She was the best looking woman, but she looked bloody good she looked bloody good in those pictures. She was a sexy lady anyway. So anyway, what's in the chat? Anyone? It would love to. It would love to. It's Patty McGill said she was a vicar's daughter. No, I never knew that. I never knew that. Right, Peep and Tom. Steve, come play with me. No, I think that was Mary Millington. I think that was Mary Millington. She didn't live much longer. Whereas Fiona Richmond is still around now. But let me just tell you, I remember watching this TV chat show. I think it was one of those, they call them the youth programs, programs for young teenagers and all that kind of rubbish. And I was barely a teenager myself at that time. But they used to have these on Channel 4 and BBC Two and all that. And I remember Fiona Richmond, this sex bomb, Fiona Richmond, being interviewed by these young teenage lads, all little snooty bloody grammar school, public school, whatever the hell they were. Obviously, from wealthy backgrounds. And all these little young lads interviewing a prospective journalists or whatever they thought they were. And they were giving Fiona Richmond such a hard time. They were basically saying that she's shameful, she's disgusting what she does. She shows her body in public on stages, and she's in adult magazines. She's doing this, that, and the other. And I thought, you little pricks, how dare you speak to her like that? The only reason that you're saying it's disgusting and immoral is because your mum's told you to say that. That's the only reason. Think for yourself, you little bastard. I bet all of those young lads who are giving Fiona Richmond a hard time saying that she was disgusting, I bet they'd probably be back at home that night with a magazine, one of their dirty magazines, bashing the bishop under the sheets. At least that man. I like ladies. I love ladies' bodies, and with regards to like Fiona Richmond, Fiona Richmond, I'd like to see more, I'd like to see more nudity. I'd like to see a lot more of it, especially in my bedroom. Okay, so I would definitely say, John Mitch is here. Okay, when I was in the army, Fiona Richmond was the #1 pin-up. Good for you, mate. Good for you. Here's a picture of Fiona Richmond. And I believe with her there is none other. Is that Paul Raymond? I believe that's Paul Raymond. I think he was he had the empire of, I can't remember what it was bloody called now, but he had the empire of naughty magazines and shows. I think he bought up lots of, and he done all kinds of stuff. I think he was a Scouser originally, for what it's worth anyway. But anyway, that's Fiona Richmond. But another story about Fiona Richmond before I leave that one. This scene on the Liverpool Empire, right? The Empire isn't the best place to see stuff like that. But anyway, they had this show, I think it was called What No Pajamas, where Fiona Richmond was naked along with all the... I like naked stage shows. I love stuff like that, personally. Why the hell not? I'd go and see it now if there were any available. But there was a story behind that, right? She was on the Liverpool Empire, and obviously they were doing the evening performances for adults. The problem is, of a daytime, they done a matinee performance, which was another show, and it turns out that this one was for children. It was a puppet show or whatever the hell it was, and it was a bit of a scandal. It was in the Liverpool Echo at the time that these parents were taking their kids of a daytime to see the puppet show at the Liverpool Empire, of an evening time, there were posters for Fiona Richmond and all the girls and all that, you know. So the parents started complaining, you know, this is terrible. You know, I don't mind kids seeing that, quite rightly so, and all that. But I must admit, I had to bloody laugh at it. This mother's taking little Johnny to see the puppet show of an afternoon at the Liverpool Empire, and little Johnny sees pictures of Fiona Richmond and all the girls scantily clad, and little Johnny says, "Mum, I want to see that one. I want to see this. I want to see that one. I want to see that one." Oh, God almighty. God almighty. Anyway, that's Fiona Richmond. Fiona Richmond gets a Roger from me, and I think she gets a Roger from everyone else as well. The Paul Raymond review. Okay, so what else have we got now? What else have we got? We've got Fiona Richmond. What else have we got? And this is last, definitely not least. This one is so hot, so bloody hot, that I'm going to have a little bit of calorific stuff down me before I reveal this next one. Thailand bound, you met Linda Lasardi. Jesus Christ. I remember being a kid, you know, with the Sun newspaper, page 3 under the covers, looking at pictures of Linda Lasardi. No. Very nice. Okay. Who's mentioned Priti Patel? What can we feature here on Roger or Dodger? She's worth featuring there. Okay, and last, but definitely not least, definitely not least, this is a gorgeous, oh, Jesus Christ, this is a gorgeous woman. Absolutely beautiful woman. I'm going to show you the picture of her when she's getting on a bit, but she's still really aged very, very well. So I'm going to start off by showing you a picture of her when she's getting on with it. She even ages well, this woman. An absolutely beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. Very much from the late 60s, 70s. Anyone know who that is? This is years later when she's getting on a bit. Okay. Someone's put Roger. Anyone get who that is? I'll show you another picture of her. Dodger. It looks like no, I'm going to show you another picture of her. Okay. Oh, Joe Hart's got her. Joe Hart's got her. It is, of course, the one, the only, the exquisitely beautiful Gabrielle Drake. Just look at her. Isn't she a gorgeous woman? I think that was the scene from UFO. Harold Betterson. Yes, now we're talking, Roger. Oh my God. Neil Fleet, to Roger. Gabrielle. Let's see. Yeah, this is Drake. You recognise Gabrielle Drake, definitely. She was a gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous one. Joe Hart's got it. Yeah, Joe Hart, full frontal in Au Pair Girls. Yeah, believe me, mate. Yeah, I know. And I've seen that, and I've rewound it and watched it again and again yeah, absolutely. Oh, she got her kit off all right. She was not shy about that at all. This is the beautiful. I'm going to show another picture of her. Just look at her. She was beautiful. She was a British actress. I think she was born in India or something like that, but she was a British actress. Now, she's probably best known for a series called UFO. Now, this was the British equivalent of Star Trek. Now, I was never really a big fan of Star Trek, but UFO, unidentified flying object, it was so tacky and whatever. But I watched it just a couple of years back. You know, I remember it when I was a kid, obviously, and I marveled at the images of Gabrielle Drake and you know, and all lots of other lovely women in that program. But it's absolutely fantastic. It's so dated. It's so much a product of the time. But Gabrielle Drake was absolutely beautiful. There she is. There's an image of her in UFO. There's a scene, I think, in the opening episode of UFO where she takes her skirt off and changes it, and oh my God almighty. The lead actor in that was called Ed Bishop. That was actually his real name. He was an American actor in a British program. He was called Ed Bishop, and believe me, I bashed a Bishop whenever Gabrielle Drake was on screen. But she was playing a bit part actors in a lot of movies. But she got a kit off in a lot of those movies. Someone's mentioned Au Pair Girls. If you can You can get her in Au Pair Girls, and believe me, it's well worth checking out. Jesus, my God, a body to die for. Asia, Will Pepson, Asia as well. Yeah, Asia was a gorgeous woman. She was, sort of Asian, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I'm Spartacus. I remember UFO when I was a kid. Wasn't it a character called Straker? Yeah, that was Ed Straker. Do you know something? Ed Straker, played by the American actor Ed Bishop. He was such a character. I don't think he really done much after that. But I was watching it a few years ago with some friends, and we watched UFO. And I said, you've got to see this old. You can get it all on YouTube. We watch UFO, and Ed Straker wore this funny sort of costume, and like this one-piece suit, and he looked very, very futuristic and very, very Ed Straker. He also had a lovely car as well, futuristic car, which I think somebody said was actually a Ford Cortina, or he bloody, dolled up, customized. But Ed Straker came on the screen wearing this one-piece suit, and somebody, my friend's missus, said to me, he's wearing a baby grower. And I thought, what, a baby grower? Isn't that one of those suits that, they put baby? Yeah, he did. It did actually look like that. He drove a futuristic car, which was actually a Ford Cortina, and he wore a futuristic suit, which actually looked like a baby grower. I think that's what they call him. But anyway, one last shot of Gabrielle Drake. If you want to see Gabrielle Drake in all the natural stuff, check out Au Pair Girls, and I think you can get in a few other movies as well. But beautiful, stunning woman, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And she aged well as well. I think she was also in TV commercials, British Telecom TV commercials. I think it was British Telecom with John Cleese, or it might have been some other company, whatever. But Gabrielle Drake, the stunningly beautiful Gabrielle Drake, there were some beautiful, beautiful women around in those days. Absolutely fantastic. Exquisite. Magnificent. And here there's one last picture of her. One last picture of her. Oh, she's just a naturally gorgeous woman. Naturally gorgeous woman. Love her. Jeez, I've had many I've well and truly bashed the Ed Bishop to Gabrielle Drake. Okay, we've done enough of that stuff now. I'm gonna sign off now. It's a very, very quiet week. Ernest Connell, thank you, Ernest. Ernest Connell, yeah, that's okay. Well, that's we're thinking about Fair to Force. Okay, we'll think about that one. But thanks for that super chat anyway. Listen, Poppycorn UFO I had on Talking Pictures channel recently. It's a wonderful series. It's so corny. It's so much a product of its time, but had some lovely. It was in UFO other than Gabrielle Drake. There was also Wanda Venton. Aisha was in it. They were all beautiful women, and they were such beautiful natural women. When I say natural, no silicone, no tattoos, and Jesus Christ, lovely. They had some gorgeous women around in those days. Absolutely. Anyway, it's the way that I say it, up to now, Gabrielle Drake, for those who remember her, she is the most Rogerable. I mean, she gets the most response here. I'm seeing lots of Rogers here, definitely. Let's see. SOS Chris, love watching UFO. Used to get up, everyone gone to bed. It was always on late at night. Do you know something, UFO? SOS Chris, I watched UFO, and I don't know if Americans would be familiar with this series. British people at that time would have been. People who, young British lads would have been familiar with UFO. I seen it on the TV when I was a young kid, and then they repeated it and repeated it and repeated it throughout the 70s, and I watched bits here, bits there. But about 2 or 3 years ago, I actually, because you can get it all, I think there were 26 episodes in total on YouTube of it. And I watched all episodes late at night. I sat down and watched it. And I actually believe it was actually one of the best TV series of all time. I think it's absolutely amazing, along with, what was it, that the Sweeney and other stuff that came out in the 70s. Actually, the UFO was one of the best TV series of all time. It knew that it was corny. It knew that it was over the top. But what the hell's wrong with that? It was damn entertaining. Okay. And Gabrielle Drake, Jesus Christ, she gets a massive, massive Roger from me. Absolutely massive Roger. Okay, now I'm gonna sign off now. We're coming to halfway. Consider like there isn't much happening this week. There's not really much happening in the travel front. It's a bit bland, you know. But we're in lockdown. If we can find anything to talk about, uh, anything to talk about at this troubled, terrible moment in time, then we're doing well. Okay. So tonight you've seen me pig myself on cheese and onion pasties and sausage rolls. I'm drinking Speckled Den and Kronenberg. I've uh, I've talked with my mouth full. Apologies for that. Simon 41. Let's see. I tell you what, I'm absolutely bloody thrilled to see how many UFO fans there are here. Simon Eyes 41. UFO is fantastic. Agreed. It's an all-time classic. Ed Bishop, legend. Okay, this Ed is Bachelor Bishop to many a picture of Gabrielle Drake. But yeah, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Listen, I've waffled on a bit, okay? It's Wednesday night. I'm going to be back next week. Hopefully, we've got something a bit more positive to talk about. Roger or Dodger, not to everybody's taste, but for Christ's sake, you've got to have a bit of a laugh. If you can have a bit of a laugh about anything in these troubled times, then you're doing well, okay? I'll say thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Keep thinking positive. Peace, love, and goodwill to everyone. I'm going to have a few more speckled hens before Betty times. And I'll say good night, thank you, see you next week, and all the best to the lot of you. Cheers.